When I'm trying to move a particular object, then only it comes, those two
When it's
options.
particularly not clicked on the icon, then
Yes.
only comes, as far as my knowledge.
See, can you
Okay.
see my screen now?
Yes, it is not in a editable mode right now. So just click on, where the dot kind of thing comes. Click on the object on the, let's say, the scrollers.
Okay. See, this
Yes.
is always comes up every time.
Mhm.
When it's an editable mode also, then also it's come. I think since yesterday it's come. I mean, I discovered. And wherever,
Request.
even on
Can
the
I?
charts, like it has come suddenly, it comes up, it pops up suddenly like this when on chart, but again, then you see this.
Is this right click or left click you're doing?
I'm doing the right click. Left click doesn't work here.
Give me access to your screen once.
Okay. Have I given it?
You can control. Yes, I have got. Thank you. Format control. Cancel. I'm getting all the time. Do
I see.
Or scroller
See,
go
it comes
and do a-
suddenly. It comes suddenly. It comes suddenly. It goes like. But it's very
Now it's
frustrating,
getting-
area. Yeah.
Now you see on the charts it's coming doing the same thing. Format plot. Oh my god. Vikas, what are you doing to become COVID positive so many times?
Oh my God. Take care, Vikas.
I don't know the reason behind it. Seems it's sometimes, I know what you said. It's sometimes working, sometimes it's not working.
Okay, and the other issue what I'm facing is when I'm clicking the Excel sheet, it doesn't open with one double click. It opens by two.
Sanjeet, have you tried with another mouse? Sometime it might be some clicking problem in your currently using with my mouse you are using.
Might be that case.
Okay, the instrument which I'm using, I mean the laptop, it has a problem maybe.
No, the mouse pad maybe is little more sensitive.
Or you have accidentally changed the setting of. Is it your office laptop or your personal laptop?
It's my personal.
So it may be possible. It may be possible that you in settings you have might accidentally change the setting of mouse.
Okay, I'll just check then back and
Just check
Yeah.
whether it is default or not. Sometimes we align left to right and right to left.
Okay.
No, but in her case, it is working. But sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not what she said. Exactly that is happening. So if I select this and I right click, it's coming. If I select this, go select. And it's coming. And when I did it number of times, sometimes I'm also not getting all the choices. So sometimes it's working, but I don't think it's a left and right issue, because otherwise it would not have worked even a single time.
You can try with the attaching external mouse with it.
Yeah, just try that.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Yesterday, the protection thing, somebody was asking, right? And we were asking. I had seen this on formats and hair protection. Does it work?
This is protection of your cells,
Cells,
not
yes.
protection of your, all these elements that we spoke about.
Okay, but when I had clicked on this and this gives format, and there's no protection.
There is second lock object has no effect unless sheet is protected. To help protect the sheet, choose the format of the home. Okay, I can try that. Stop sharing. Let me try this.
Okay.
All right. Let me cover today's topic and then I can experiment while I give you some work to do. So today we are going to start working on the charts. This data, even you guys have it. Remember in the report 1, report 3 kind of a thing, which I made you work, the same data set I've picked. where I've got the date, region, sales rep, customer, product, price, units, cost of goods sold, sales, and profit. And what I did is I created this small table using pivot, and I didn't put it as a pivot. Let's say it is a simple chart. From the simple chart, if I wanted to create a bar chart with all these things of putting a proper title, changing the color, putting the labels, putting the access title, how does it work? Okay, so if I delete this thing, and I have actually written the code, I've kept the code ready for you guys. So if I run this particular code, F5, and if I go back, the chart gets created. Okay, so let me explain to you the various, the objects that we are working with and what are the various properties that we have. So first thing I did is, since on one particular chart, we are going to work with multiple things, like you will see we have to assign the source, we will talk about the labels, the title. So again, we are referring the same chart. So same thing that we did in pivot, rather than making it pivot 1, pivot 2, pivot 3 and controlling it becomes very difficult. I have created a variable called my chart as a chart. So again, what we are doing, we created a variable in which we are storing the object of chart. Then I have added this line on resume, on error, resume next. What this line does, if there is any kind of error that pop-ups, then it kind of ignores that errors and executes the next line. Now, why I had to put over here? Because what I wanted is that if there is any existing chart, that should get deleted. So it's not that I have 10 charts on top of each other and I am not even able to understand that, the previous chart is still there. On top of that, again, I'm creating a chart. So I don't want that. So if the chart was not there initially, right? And I had put this statement saying active sheet means the sheet in which we are. Chart objects dot delete means all the chart objects on that sheet should be deleted. Existing charts should be deleted. And when I run it, this is going to give me a error because it is not able to find any chart objects on the active sheet. So in order to avoid this error, I have put this on error resume next. So now if I run it without any chart, it ignores that error and puts the new chart over here. All right, so far so good. Till this part, it's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, charts happen to be a part of. So there is a workbook. Inside a workbook, there is a worksheet. Inside the worksheets, there are charts that we get, and in charts also, charts is a part of the object called shapes. So that's the reason you will see when we write a code, active sheet, where you are putting that chart, dot shapes, that's a collection object for it, dot add chart to. And what we have to give is, what we are giving over here is the height and the width and the left and the right position. If you don't give that, it will automatically create a by default a chart for you. Okay, so even if I ran this code without giving anything, just writing set this dot chart, making it a chart data type object basically, and I'm going to do this. And when I run it, F5, now it has created a chart, right? But if you remember, initially my chart was always getting created in column E4, I think is where I had pinned it. So the shape of the chart, what will be the height and the width will be by default. Where it is getting created, why will be by default. So there is no fixed place where we are fixing it. But think about when you're doing reporting and all, always you should know where your chart should appear. So if you're doing multiple charts, it should not be that they're overlapping on top of each other. So you'll specify the cells from where it should start, and you will specify the height and the width of the charts. So that's the reason this particular line has been written. Now, what does it say? Set my chart. You know what the word set means. We're setting the chart in active sheet, shapes dot adds charts to, width 300, height 300, and left, what we're giving, left and top. So if you see, when you're giving the height and the width and you mentioned what is the left top position, automatically your chart will fall into place. So we don't have to give anything. So left I'm saying is cell E4 left. Okay. And top cell E4 top. So this way we know exactly from which cell it will get created. So again, when we run this, you see on E4 top and left top is from where the chart got created. So we are specifying exactly where our chart should be located, and I can specify the top and the left, and it will work from there. We don't have to give the bottom and the right because we are already defining the width and the height of it. Naveen, you have a question?
Yeah, Ishani. So
Huh.
dot add chart to is a predefined object already in the VBA.
Mm-hmm.
So every time chart 2, add chart
Part
2.
2, right. So just like we had this thing, right? That every time we were creating a source, we had to write pivot caches dot create. Same thing, it's a syntax that we have to write chart 2. And at the end, dot chart. All right, so everything is a fixed syntax except for where you want to create it. Is it an active sheet? Is it an existing sheet? What is the name of a chart? That may vary. And your left position, top position, width and height may vary. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, another thing can be added in the syntax, and that is, so for example, a lot of time what we do, we go to the chart designs on the top and we say, okay, we want this chart design. So all these predefined chart styles also have a number, and these are called style. This is style number 4. This is style number 3. This is style number 6. These are the names of the styles, but there are style codes also that are associated. Okay, so how would you get a style code? You can record a macro. For example, let's say Control Z, and I go to view, and I kind of record a macro. Chart style, okay, and I go to design and I say, okay, I want this chart style. Stop recording, Alt F8. This is the code. So the number is 219. Okay, so this chart style also we can include as a part of our code. How will you include it? In this syntax only, where you are getting the width and the height and the left and the top, you can also write style and colon equal to the style that you want. So if you want 219, it will be style colon equal to 219. So far, so good?
Yes.
Okay. Next, we have kind of what we have done so far, that we have inserted a blank chart in our worksheet at a specific place in our worksheet. Next, what you have to do, two things are happening, right? When you talk about chart, two things are there. One is that I am already in my data and I'm creating it. If that is the case, things would work automatically. So if that is the case, and I kind of put everything as a comment after that. So have I given the source till now? Have I given the source at all over here?
No.
No. Nowhere I've given a source. So I'm in my table and let's run F5. Did it work? Yes, it worked. How did it know the source? Because I was sitting inside the source and it was able to create it, right? Same thing if I selected an empty cell and I run a code. Now what will it do? It inserts a blank chart area for me. Okay, so assumption cannot be that the user will always be in the table from where I'm creating a chart. That's a bad assumption to have. And one more example I created for today. Let's say we are creating pivot tables also through the codes, and with respect to pivot table, we want charts to be created at a certain point. So again, if I have multiple pivot tables, it's not possible me to actively change the location of the cells again and again and create it. So what we need to do is we need to give the source to this particular chart. And that is what I have done over here. A lot of formatting, which we'll do one by one. So how do you give source to your chart? You simply give the source to your chart. Let's say over here, the name of the chart is my chart dot set source data. And just like how we used to give, all you have to give is a source. So source colon equal to from where it is starting? My source is starting from A4. So A4 dot current region to pick the entire table. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Can you all quickly create a chart? You can pick any data, or you can, create a dummy data set and follow these steps to create a chart. So it should be that, when you run your code, automatically a chart should be created from your table.
Ishani, why are we giving this command like deleting the active sheet chart
So
if we do not have any chart?
if I don't give this command over here, see what will happen. I'm pressing F5. It creates this chart for me. Okay. I press F5 2-3 times. You can't see any difference because they all are starting from E4. But you look at this, you will see I've created multiple charts. Every time I ran, a chart got created. Should that be the case?
Okay, so by giving this command, it will delete the previous one and will execute only the new one.
Absolutely. Otherwise, you will see your 10-20 charts sitting in the same area.
It will be overlap on the same cell and we won't be recognized that
Absolutely.
whether they are not.
Exactly. Because we are specifying the position, we are specifying the width and the height. So it's kind of overlapping, very nicely overlapping on each other.
So if we are creating only one chart on that one sheet only, then in that case we don't need to give this command, right?
No. See, you have to understand, why are we creating charts through VBA? We are creating charts through VBA because we know our summaries can change. And anytime the summary is changing, so when you create a chart, right? For example, I create a chart using this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I add anything over here, let's say if I put my name and I add a value, will it change?
No.
No, because my source is changing. So what you have to do, you have to again go back. You're doing select data and you're changing your source once again. Then it comes into picture. So why we are using VBA? Because we are saying we are doing the same process over and over again. So every time, let's say the summary is getting created, and from this summary, we need to create a chart. Today, there may be 10 sales rep, tomorrow there may be 20, and day after tomorrow, there may be only 5 sales reps. So automatically it should adjust itself.
So if we create this source data as a table, and if that, then the data will be added in that
But how are
table.
these, but the question is, how are these values getting calculated? It's not that you're going to manually come and add these values, right? You have a raw data. From raw data, you will be creating summaries. From summaries, you'll be creating a chart. Right? Now the raw data keeps on changing. So the summaries keep on changing. So even if you make it a table, nothing is going to change because you're not manually adding it.
No, but if we select any data like a table, then if the raw data changes and if any other addition, we create the table for the raw data, because if there is anything adding or subtraction, it would set the table as per the content.
Yes, but that only holds true when you're doing pivoting. If your summaries are not getting created through pivots, then what?
Okay, and raw data won't be in table format.
Even though it's in table format, when you're not using pivot tables, you're using other means and method, other functions to create it. Or it may be, there's so many things. It's not just a pivot table. It may be a VLOOKUP. Using a VLOOKUP, you created a table. So there can be X, Y, Z number of things that we can do to create these tables. So just making our raw data as a table and refreshing our pivots is not the only thing.
Okay, so every time raw data will be amended, the charts will be amended automatically as per the coding.
Yeah. But if you are doing a work where, yes, I know my data source is there, but my data source only changes and I'm always creating a pivot table, then you don't have to worry about creating these charts.
Got it.
Okay, then you don't have to create them by code. Then you can easily create it by simple Excel work. Why write a code for it?
Exactly.
So that your discrimination, that is your discretion basically. That okay, does my code really require me to write a coding for charts, or I can just create a chart and I know as my summaries are automatically changing, increasing and decreasing, and charts will automatically adjust to it.
Okay, new row and columns are adding or not adding. That depends. Got it.
I've done another example, Abhishek, in which I have kind of used pivot and charts together. That I'll show you once we get done with this basic chart.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Let me know when you guys are done till this basic part, and then we'll talk about formatting. Don't write my green notes. This file will be given to you. So you just have to write 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 line and 1 for the source. 5 lines of lines. That's it. Just write the 5 lines and run the code and see if it's working or not.
Shani, are you writing these codes in new module or is the same one, old one?
No, this is, I've created a new workbook itself today.
Okay.
So I'll upload this file today because there were already too many sheets. So I thought, let's start with the fresh work today. Tomorrow also I'll create a separate sheet for the emails.
Shani, it's working.
It's working. All
Yeah.
right. So Tanu is done. Ankita is done. Shweta, Kshitij, Faisal, working. Vivek, Tarun,
Almost done.
Sitaram, done.
Yes.
Shikhar, Saikat. I'm surprised, Saikat, you have not asked for these codes in the LMS till now.
No, I'm just following it up.
Okay, because that's your first thing. Put these codes in the LMS, because now if I do it, it's a simple copy paste job. There's no change that I'm asking you to do. That's the
Right,
reason I
right.
said today if Saikat is going to ask, I'll say no, write it.
Good that I didn't ask.
Yes.
I kind of sensed it.
All right. Done. Almost done. Shubham,
Yeah, I wish somebody would have told that.
what?
To
Copy.
copy, yeah.
The only challenge when you copy, right? Like I was taking a workshop yesterday on Power BI, and there
Okay.
was a DAX code I had written, and I was pasting in the chat window every time so that people don't get afraid and they can copy and paste it. But the challenge was they were copying and pasting so brainlessly that when if there was a space introduced because of the copy paste process, nobody noticed that there's a space. They couldn't even remove that. So then I was thinking, it's not probably a very good thing, because till you don't write, you don't find the errors and what typical errors you can make mistakes in.
True.
So that was the reason I was like, okay, today as it is, you don't have to change anything in it. The biggest problem is that. Others, I was giving you different data sets.
Yeah.
Shani, Power BI is also based on coding or what?
No, thankfully.
No?
It is coding. It has coding, but we don't write any codes. It's based on something called M codes. But we don't write codes. But the codes get generated and you can see the codes for each step.
Okay.
It's like
And who will
recorded
teach
SQL
us?
macros. It is like recorded macros.
But
And
SQL is,
who
right?
SQL, you will have to do coding.
Yeah.
Shani,
who will
in
teach?
this code, this is add chart 2. Is this default or you add it manually?
It's default. This all part is default.
So we need to write it as a default code for chart.
Yes. Gunjan, don't tell me you know Power BI also.
I don't know.
No,
I know
Gunjan.
a little bit.
Gunjan's little bit, okay.
But I'm trying little bit also, but can't
All right.
do.
We'll learn together, don't worry.
So next is Power BI or SQL?
SQL. You need SQL to be good in Power BI. Without SQL, it increases my work. So next is SQL and then Power BI.
So Power BI and Tableau, you are going to teach us, right?
Yes.
Oh.
That's my strength areas.
Shani, I still have challenge in terms of Tableau. It's not have been installed on my Genpact laptop. I have already talked
So
about
you-
like
Yeah, you still have time. You have another month or so to figure it out, or put it on a
Shani, we
personal
can
laptop.
you can do one thing. You can once again, if you can share those links to
I will.
download Tableau and Power BI on our personal laptop, like so
Sure,
we can
I will.
update it.
Absolutely. I'll get it done by my team today.
Thanks.
Okay, can we move? Basic chart is ready,
Yeah.
Yeah, almost.
right?
Yes.
Almost.
Shani.
all done.
All done. See that I'm done. All right. I think I have spoken to you about this structure called with and with.
Yes, in recording
Yeah.
mapping only you have told.
Right, when you do a recording and you will always see a with and with. So over here also I've used this. Why? Because on the same chart you are doing multiple activities. So rather than writing the name of the chart again and again, we can reduce our writing. We can make our writing or the codes little more structured. So my charts with my chart, where this is my object, first thing I've done is, which I've told you to do outside with structure, is set the source data and give the source data by using the current region method. So automatically it will pick the entire data from it and it will put that as a source. Next thing is how to set a title. So again, which chart, because there may be multiple charts. So which chart title? My chart dot chart title dot text equal to sales performance. So as soon as you put the, let's say when you put a dot, things will start to come up. So I want the chart title dot, what part of the chart title I want to work with is a text, right? And equal to, then I will give the name of the text. Okay, so quickly you can also bring your source into with your chart name, the variable in which you're storing, and give a proper chart title to your charts. So chart title and whatever title you want. And similarly, you can also put the chart type. So as soon as you put the chart type over here, and when you put equal to, you will see all the different charts that you typically see in insert and go to charts are visible, like Excel 3D area, Excel 3D area stack, 3D column, 3D line, bubble chart, box and whisker, bar of pie, bar clustered, anything and everything that you have on the top in your Excel would be coming up over here. So if I wanted to create, let's say, Excel bar chart, like what I've created is an Excel bar chart, like a clustered. So I have selected that Excel bar clustered. So all the chart types, depending on what chart you want to create, you will use this property of dot chart type. Deepika, done?
Shani. Sorry. Yes,
So
I'm
you-
done.
So you're done with the title and the type?
Actually, when I was creating the chart, I have done this already.
Oh, you put these things beforehand. Now you
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
how you're going to get options also for it.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Title and all is taking automatically, Ishani.
It does normally, but if you want to change, see, typically it will
Okay.
create, like, say, for example, if I would have created without this VBA, if I simply go insert and I say bar chart, it's saying total. I don't want total.
Okay.
Okay,
just
so I would
want-
like to modify that. Yes. So I'm saying I'm not, so its chart title is already there. So all we are doing is modifying it. We are saying the chart title text has to be this rather than manually changing it.
So when I saw this dashboard point of view, 3 charts were there. So I
Hmm.
think in 3, when we are selecting north, so the title will also change, right?
When you're changing what?
Let's say 3 charts were there,
Uh-huh.
revenue and whatever the 2 parts were there. So when I'm selecting east or west, so the title, whatever you have given, that will also
Mhm.
change, right?
Yeah, but for example, let's say whatever title is you are picking, if it's not or something, it will come in a particular cell.
Yes.
So using your ampersand, you can include that particular value in your title also, right? You can use your range. So for example, sales rep, ampersand, some range that you have in a Excel sheet, you can pick that and kind of keep on making it dynamic.
Okay, but it was on the chart. Yeah, but with that we can do that. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Rest you will see there are a lot of things called set elements. Now, what are these set elements? Like what I've done is typical things that I would like to do on a chart is add the data labels. I don't like the grid lines, and I sometimes like to remove the axis, especially when I've created a if I press F5, I'll show you. So if I've already put the labels, something that I was talking when I was teaching you Excel also and was talking in dashboard, I told about clearing or decluttering your charts. So if I've already put the labels, I don't want the axis to be here at the bottom. I wanted an axis over here. And even if it says sales rep performance, it's understood these guys are sales rep. So even though if you don't have this, it would have worked. Like it's a complete chart. There is nothing missing in the chart. So how do you put a label? How do you get rid of the axis? All these are falling under something called Microsoft Office elements. So that's why you will see, and these are elements. So that's why you will see in the coding, it's always dot set element. And anytime I write dot set element and you give a space, all these elements show up. So flow notes, flow show, some things that we have never used also, chart wall, never used. Data labels, where do you want it at the bottom? You want to call out, you want best fit. What I have picked is data labels. I've put it outside and so this is how I'm getting all these values. So I don't have to remember. It's pretty much part of this list only that you will get to see these values over here. So first thing I've done is I've put a data label. So set element, and then I've put data label at the outside end. So one is just show. If I say data label show, it will appear wherever by default it happens. Show does what? Show does something like this. So if I click over here and I click here and I say data labels, right? So by default, wherever it wants to go, it will be put. But if you are going inside data label and setting as more options, then we are going to extend it. So it won't be just It won't be just data label show, but it will be where do you want to show the data labels, right, outside, none, left, and so on and so forth. This part is clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how we're putting labels. Next, I wanted to get, somehow I'm not very keen on keeping the grid lines because I think they hardly do any value addition. It's just distraction more than value. So I like to keep the grid lines off. So again, so there are two grid lines, right? Primary grid lines are there. So set element, MOS element, primary value grid lines, none. So all the grid lines that typically would have appeared in a chart. See these grid lines, these that you see, these grid lines I want to remove. So that's the code which is getting me, helping me out to remove the grid lines. Then if I wanted to remove the axis, like I told you, I've removed the axis from the bottom. So set element, MOS element, primary value axis, none. So remove the primary axis over here and made it none. All right, just try to finish till this part, remove the axis, run and see if it's working. And like I said, whether you put an axis title or you don't put an axis title is absolutely fine. But in case you want to put an axis, so first thing you want to put an axis below axis, and then we are giving a text to what I want to put over here.
Shani, can you tell from where the chart type Excel bar clustered comes
So
from?
once you type in dot chart type, right, and you give equal to in a space, automatically the list pops up.
Okay. And how do we know that the what we want is what is
So
here?
everything when you do VBA has the word Excel in front. Like say
Yeah.
row field had Excel, data, everything has Excel in front. So Excel is going to be there. After that, their name of the charts only, that how you read it. 3D column, pie
Okay.
chart, 3D
Okay.
pie chart, and there will be if I go down, there should be Excel pie also, just a normal pie chart.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's how you want to read it.
Done, Shani.
Done. Next, we'll do a very, 2 lines are only left. Coloring, changing the color of your series and changing the format of your charts. So once you're done, we'll cover these 2 RGB color concepts over here. And your basic chart, understanding of a basic chart code is there. And I can tell you one interesting use case that I had used for one of the projects, for not me, but one of the candidates I was teaching for his work. Then you can mix events and charts and a lot of your programming concepts over there.
Ishani, I'm facing one issue. Like I created the chart, but I have already mentioned that it should be a bar cluster chart, but I'm still not getting that. And I don't know why.
What are you getting?
Can I share my screen for a minute?
Sure.
This one.
You have month and expense. Okay. It is, okay, go to your code. So it is not reading that as a category because it's 1, 2, 3. So what is a chart object or delete active sheet? This is A3 as this monthly 3D bar clustered.
And did I select a wrong chart type?
No, but even that is not getting created. It's showing a column chart rather than that. Run it again once. Go to your Excel. Active sheet. Month and expense. It's putting both the things and it's taken the horizontal axis by default as 1, 2, 3, 4. It's treating as that 2 series because of the numbers that are there. But still it is a column chart. Can I get a control of your screen once?
Sure.
All right. Sheet 2. Oh, you missed the word set.
Oh,
Let's try again. Yeah.
okay.
But the issue is it's not doing it properly. In the sense it's taking 2 series in it. There are no 2 series in it. There's only 1 series to this. Even if you write now even your 3D bar chart should work. The set was missing. So 3D bar chart. That this problem is solved. The set word was missing. Okay. We will have to figure out the code for mentioning the series. Series object dot count. So now only 1 series it's looking at.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think if you had, let's say, Jan, Feb, March, like a categorical field, then it gives a, then even if this was not there and I pressed F5, then no, yeah, for the rest of it is plotting, but no, it's not able to read it. It's not able to read it properly. Why? Okay. One second. But why is it happening for you and not for us? I think it's because of the numbers. So Deepika, do one thing. Oh, sorry, Ankita, do one thing. Just convert all of them from numbers to text and see if it's plotting properly. I think because we started with numbers, is taking it as 2 series, then we will have to mention, like you can see the code on my screen. We will have to mention this like this. What is the series X value? What are the values that it has to pick? What is the value that the y-axis has to pick? That might be really cumbersome work to do, but chart series collection 1x values. Your name of the chart is my chart, right?
Yes.
My chart dot collection, and the second series collections are basically your series that you're plotting, right? So it's right now it's saying that there are 2 series in your chart, but essentially it's not 2 series, it's only 1 series. So if I assign x-axis, set x-axis, this I'll have to also see set my chart. I'll have to check the code, but basically you understood what is the problem that is happening.
Yes.
The thing is taking it as 2 series, whereas 1 series and 1 is supposed to be read as a horizontal series. That's not being read. So I'll experiment with the data that you've taken. I'll try to modify the code and send it to you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Last thing, what I've done is I've changed the color of the series and I've changed the chart area for color of the chart area. So like I was explaining to Ankita also, when we are plotting, so let's say there's only one column of numbers that we have. So this is only one series I have. If I had multiple things like total sales, total units, and the profit, then there would be 3 series that I'm working with. So how do you change a color? You have to mention, it's again a particular, you will have to tell you're changing the color of which series. So it will be series collection, in the bracket, the name of the series, dot interior, dot color, and then you have to specify the RGB codes. So RGB code is a mixture of red, green, and blue. Now, what I typically do is I just go online and I type in, let's say, RGB code, and one website comes up, rapid tables. When you click on it, so wherever you are clicking, let's say if you wanted like red color, if I wanted, I can click over here. Or if I want to work with this, so I had decided, okay, this is the one I want. So my code was 255, 100 and 202, or I think I picked this one, I don't remember. So 255, 100 and 202. So this is your RGB code. So you can go back and put it. So 255, 100 and 202, this is the color I used. Same thing we are doing with the chart area, but now we are not formatting the series, we are formatting the chart area. So within that my chart, it becomes my dot chart area. What we are doing, dot format. What we are doing, we're filling with the 4 color of dot RGB, and this is the code. Typically, all these formatting codes are very difficult to remember till you're doing it on an everyday basis. So probably what you can do is for pivot table and for charts, kind of keep these basic files or the codes as a reference files. And whenever you are doing any work, rather than doing anything, just copy and paste these codes and modify as per your need. Okay, keep this as a reference over here. All right, so that's it. So if we run this, automatically this chart comes up. I've given a grayish color to the to the format of the chart, and the reddish color to the series that I have.
Shani, put that link also.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I don't mind putting this code in the LMS because you already done the coloring part is left.
Yes, it's good that you had made us write.
Yes.
My title is not coming. So,
Otherwise, you would be just running the code and seeing.
yeah.
Ishani, in my
Yes.
code, that deletion part is not working. I don't
Even
know what-
mine, acha, okay,
it's overlapping it, when I run it,
Mhm.
it's overlapping the other one.
Okay, let me put this file over here. Let me look at your screen then.
And
Shani,
in my
when I
case,
did-
grid, and in my case, grid is not disappearing and title is not coming. As I have seen written your
For
code.
grid line, I did the one mistake. I choose primary category or something, but it's primary value.
Yeah, just look at the names that are there.
Syntax is little bit similar.
Yes.
Ishani, when I did that deletion part, my chart is gone and it's not getting created again. I don't know why.
1 second. Let me just upload this. And in this file, I've done one more thing, which I'll explain you. Hmm. Okay. Now, okay. Now you can tell me whose screen should we share? Kshitij, you want to start?
Yes. This is the code.
Resume active sheet. I think it's chart objects, not chart object.
Okay, you got it.
See if it runs.
Sorry. Yeah, it's
Okay.
working.
And what
Yes.
else?
On
Seems
the
like it's
grid line
working.
part, we have multiple options for grid
Yeah.
line.
See, that's what I said,
I
best
chose the
is-
wrong one and seeing why it's not working.
So instead of memorizing, it's impossible to memorize these formatting things. So many things are there in formatting. So the basic things that I typically apply, I've saved them as one place. I always copy, paste, and work with it. So try to do those kind of things only.
I
These are the primary value.
choose
Billions are
this
when
one,
you're
primary
changing.
category, but it should. Yeah. So I think that's the error might be
Correct.
Sanjeev having.
All right. Deepika, you want to share?
Yes, Ishani.
Gunjan, anything that you want to add on? My resume chart objects got delete set chart active sheet. Chart my chart. What is not working in your case?
Ishani, actually, when I was doing this deletion part, the grid
Mhm.
lines, the chart which I have created, it's gone. And when I'm running this, nothing is happening over here.
Go to Excel. It's blank. Wait, go back to your code. Where did you place it? You placed it in A3, E4. Left and E4 top. Okay. And go back to Excel once again. A3, it is there. Okay. Why is it not happening? Go back once again. Sorry.
Ishani, we have selected data label inside end, and here it is outside end.
No,
So
we
because of
chose
this,
outside. No, but chart should not disappear. The labels might not. The chart outside end only. It's there. What else is going on? Setting it. Give me the control to your screen once.
Reset and then work. Sometime.
Engineers way. Shweta has told us. Shweta is an engineer, we all know, and she's told us the engineer's way.
Reset and it works, Sunny.
I'm telling you, all engineers feel like that. It works. I'm also one of those. Something my daughter tells me it's not working, I bang the thing twice. I'm like, see, now it will work. Engineer's way. Okay. Alt F11. Where is your chart? Invisible chart you've created. So it's running smoothly. It's working here also. Just save it wherever we have.
Sorry, Shani.
Save it somewhere.
Okay.
And let's do Shweta's way. Close and open it again. Close it and do it again, Deepika. Try to run the code again.
Nothing happened.
All right, Naveen. Any other suggestions? Any other suggestions from anyone? Why it's not working?
So Isani, I'm never work on this chart section, so I can't say anything from my side.
Grid line none. It's written grid line none.
Chart should be there for the grid line to get none. Chart, I can't see a chart only. For every step I'm running, I can't see a chart. Now it's giving me error over here. Why?
Height is spelling.
Spelling of height is incorrect.
H I E G
H E I.
I G H.
He was missing.
No, T was missing. But again, I do. Is it?
That's fine.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Ah.
But Deepika, you said it was working earlier and then it vanished. So we were
And
not
then
looking at that.
Earlier, I created this chart in sheet 1. Then I moved my, this code to module 1. And at that point of time, I guess I,
was
done something
mischievous.
wrong. Yeah.
1 second. Let me just. Where did it go? Okay. This particular toolbar comes handy if you want to get rid of, if you want to put a block comment and remove the block. Okay, so this also worked. All right, very quickly, I know you guys have your own work. Very quickly, to wrap it up, just to wanted to show you what I had already also done, and you will find in this particular workbook that I've also included in module 1 a code in which I'm creating from a data source, I'm creating pivot tables, so that as and when the pivot table changes or data set changes, my pivot table gets created. This part you have already done till this part. Then I said, okay, I want to create two different charts, one for the pivot table regarding the region and one for the pivot table with respect to the sales rep. So I've defined those charts, and almost the same thing on error resume, get rid of the charts, defining where it's starting. One is starting A17, one is starting K17. And then only thing that I wanted to tell you over here is now, instead of, because over here what was happening, there was one source, but over here there are multiple sources that are there. So how would you know, especially for a pivot table, how would you know what the data is? So I cannot say it is from a range A4 dot current region or range A5 dot current region. So how can you pick the source of your pivot table? I've set the chart region dot set source data. This you already know. Source equal to the name of the pivot dot data label range. So when you say dot data label range, it automatically picks the range of your data table, whatever data it has created. So when I run this particular thing, if I press F5, so automatically it created two pivot tables like this, given distance between them, and right below the pivot tables, two charts are coming. One is region wise, one is sales rep wise. So you can, mix. I've not done any kind of formatting, just to show that how it is to be done. Now for the formatting part, it would be ideal if the same formatting is applied to both the charts that you have. So again, if you look at the notes, I have given this particular in the notes, in the very, if you look over here in the very top, at the very top, you have books and notes. If you go to notes, there is something called creating charts in VBA. So this document which I'm referring to right now, when to use data label range versus data range in pivot. Don't know. I've used one. So don't know the difference also, to be honest. So over here, what I'm trying to show you is that if I have multiple charts that have been created, now we want to make sure they all look the same. So formatting has to be the same. So we can use this for each chart object in ActiveSheet.chart objects, and together put all the formatting over here. So we can have multiple pivots. From multiple pivots, we can have multiple charts, and in one shot, using a for each loop, we can do a formatting on top of it. All right.
Yes, Shashank.
Yes. So a little bit mixing, matching, depending on what your need is, has to be done. So this document is there with you. What I've given you in a workbook, those notes are with you. I think that's more than enough for charts. We don't have to get into a lot of details of it. So that's it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll work with the email configuration. For that, I have to study today because, like I said, I've not done it before. So I'll finish that part, and hopefully I will be able to help you with that email configuration also.
Okay. Ishani, the
Yes.
work which we did yesterday, you did one thing that when the charts changes with the region, okay, the heading also changes. How do you do that? Like you did the revenue colon north, it changes with the when we select east, it will come the heading revenue colon east.
Oh, because when I picked up the data to create that chart, I put that cell also. That cell was also there in which it was populating, where the name of the region was changing. That was a part of my chart. The source of data that I picked, that was a part of it. That's how it populated.
Okay. So you can show that tomorrow.
I have put in the solution in the.
Okay, then I'll find it.
Yes, I put the solution here. One quick thing. I know I say a lot of quick things. One more quick thing, just a food for thought, something that if you want to create or if you have something similar. So one of the work, like I was saying, one of the guy who came, he was working in PwC and he used to do this kind of a performance analysis, and they had their weekly or a monthly exams assessments, like you are having your assessments. Now what they wanted him to do was, if there was a list of names, and let's say, and week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, something like this. So there were about 50 people he had, and for 50 people he had a score of 6 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever that was. Now he had to create a sheet in which the progress of each candidate is there in form of a chart. Okay. So again, not a very wise idea to do it manually, because the formatting and all will also take place. So think about it, how, what we did was we looped through the names and created a chart based on these values. And then we put an event called new chart. So anytime a new chart was created, the formatting code that was there was run on it. So kind of hand in hand, it worked, that it will loop, it will reach a name, it will plot a chart. So once it does a processing for creating a new chart, event used to work, format that chart. And so that, work was streamlined pretty well. So something like this also you can, try with 3-4 names, try to give some numbers. It could be a stock, name of the stocks, daily pricing of a stock, and you want to plot it. How would it work?
Okay.
Just for practice purpose. Okay. Yes. So that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Last class for VBA. No more torture with coding anymore.
Okay.
All right. Now it's going to be Pratik's work to do it. But after VBA, trust me, SQL, you will find like a baby programming.
I was thinking about that only. Yeah.
SQL you guys will find very easy now that you've done VBA. All right. Thank you so much. You have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow then. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishani. You too.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Ishani. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sunny. Thank you,
you.
everyone.
Lovely session. Thanks.
Thank you.